here to cut a ring some buckeye trees. After I had a steer die last year and one get sick on Buckeye poison the year before, I decided to wage war on Buckeyes. So that war's been going on for a year now. But I've located 4 more Buckeyes out here, and I'm going to go out there and see if I can't either cut them down or ring them. You know, I don't know how many years cattle have been run on this place, but way over 100 years that we know of. Way over that. And I've run cattle on it for 20, 25 years. Never, ever had a cow get down with Buckeye poison. I'd heard of it, of course, but never experienced it. The year before last, we had a steer get down. I mean, the day before we're going to ship them out. And that one was able to save, but it took a week of eradication and hard work. Was able to save it. Then last year, you know, a repeat of the year before in exactly the same place, another steer got down. That one we couldn't save. Tried it for a week, but it just didn't make it. So I declared war on Buckeyes. And I mean, I've lived here, been out here for 25 years or more, and you're aware of a Buckeye here and there, you know, but had I really looked and took inventory of Buckeyes? No, sir. So, judging from where those 2 steers got down, I started looking for Buckeyes. And I found well, I got one spot down here, and I thought, well, you know, I've seen Buckeyes laying on the ground, but I wonder how many Buckeye trees are there. There's got to be one there. I went down there to that corner. There were 10 Buckeyes right together. I never paid any attention to the fact that trees, you know, nice shade trees. Cattle love to lay around in the summer in the shade of those trees down there along the creek, and it just. I knew there was, because I remember seeing the Buckeyes on the ground, but did I identify a tree? No. It's Buckeyes? No. So I went down there to look, see what was down there. And in that corner, and where they like to lay, there were 10 Buckeyes. Most of the trees there were Buckeyes. So I ringed those trees. I ringed them. And big wide ring on them, you know, so I got rid of them. And came up the hollow a ways, and I found another tree that had Buckeyes on it, but it certainly didn't look like a Buckeye. Most Buckeyes got, you know, nice straight trunks and stuff, you know, and once you start looking for them, they're readily, you know, recognizable. But this one wasn't. It was all gnarly, twisted up everything, but it was a big tree, big tree. So I ringed it too. I thought, well, now they took a quick look up the hollow right here, you know. I thought, well, I reckon I got all the Buckeyes. But you know, it did not kill a single one of those blooming trees. Not one of them. I mean, I put a big ring around. Next thing I knew, it was just summer come along, and I assumed, you know, they're dead, you know. I ringed them. No, sir, not a one of them was dead. They had survived that ringing, and I'm talking about a wide ringing. You took off what I think is all the bark. It's got to kill them. But evidently there was a thin membrane, a thin layer of bark or something left in there that it blackened over, and they survived, and they had a bumper crop of Buckeyes on them too. So good Lord, so I went down there and I ringed them a little different. I took a chainsaw and I made a cut, a deep cut. around there. Then I took an axe and chopped down into that cut that's straight back in. Then you axe to chop out a good piece. Well, that was 2 months ago. They are dying. I mean, they've died. They're drying up. So finally got rid of those. So my God, I was up here planting their food plot, and Jerry said, "How come you didn't kill that buckeye?" And I looked up. Oh my gosh, I missed a big old buckeye standing right there, right next to the food plot. So I said, "Well, I'll go up there and I'll get rid of that." I went up there and there was a smaller one beside it, and I cut that one and I ringed the bigger one. I said, "Well, I'm going on up the hollow." I went up there and I killed 7 more buckeyes up in that little hollow. A couple of them big buckeyes. I dropped them. They're in the woods, so I dropped those. Didn't just ring them, I dropped them. What is that? Some kind of a critter. I don't know what that is. It's been a couple of days ago, a pair of coyotes come by, and I got one of them. A day or two later, my God, here come another pair, of which I didn't get either one of them. They got away before I could get to the rifle or anything. And then my wife saw a bear right behind the back. There's the backyard a couple of days ago. That a pair, I reckon's a house cat. I don't know where it come from, but that's a house cat. But anyway, I did cut down some big buckeyes up in that hall, big buckeyes. And then I get right up the corner and there's 7 or 8 more. And some of them's on me and some of them's on the neighbor. It's in the corner. So, well, heck, that's the field that got my food plot in anyway. And we had decided that whenever you got cattle on here, just be on the safe side. We'll make sure the cattle's off first part of September before the buckeyes start falling. So we'll do that as a general rule. But in that one field up there in that corner, it's the smallest pasture on the place. And it's up in the corner, and like I said, a lot of them's on the neighbor, but they're overhanging onto our place. Well, since there's food plot in there anyway, and you want rid of them, you want cattle out of there by September, so I'm not going to worry about those. 1st September, if we got cattle in here, if the gates are not already locked, sealing that pasture off, I will bar the cattle from getting in that one. But on the rest of the farm, the other 4 pastures, we'll make sure there's not any live buckeyes anywhere on those pastures. So I got some here today. I got 2 right here. One fair-sized tree and one big, pretty good-sized tree. And these are right here at the edge of the pasture, the fields, and like where the 10 were down there, and the 2 just right down the hall here. I don't want to just drop them out in the field. But then I got to get them up. I got to do something with them. I'm not looking forward to cutting all those trees up and getting rid of them. Buckeye's virtually a useless wood. It's not much good for fire. It's not much good for anything, to tell you the truth. So I'm not looking forward to all that work. So if they're going to fall out in the tree, out in the fields, then I'm going to ring them, and hopefully, they'll die with a limb or so coming down here and yonder. And then when they finally do topple over, hopefully, a lot of the limbs will be off and done fall on the ground. They'll be rotten. They won't be so hard to clean up as if when they're cut green like this. So hopefully that's enough of that. Start chopping some of that out. Well, first off, get rid of a couple of these dead things, get them out of the way. We'll begin by making the cut straight into the tree. Now that we got a well, these two are done. Gotta move up to the next creek bottom now. We got two more relatively small trees up there. I think they're smaller than this one right here, but glory. And any other Buckeyes that I find on the place, I'll deal with them, either by ringing or just plain old cutting down. Get rid of virtually every Buckeye I can find, except for those in that upper small field up there in the corner of the property. I'll leave those. And there's a great big one right beside the house. I'll leave it, of course. Cattle can't get that unless you get out of pasture. So that's kind of a mean place to try to cut. The trees. Or you get a swing with your axe. Open up here on the side of the hill. Well, glory be. I've got the 4 widely scattered Buckeyes ring. Thought I saw another one right here, but it's not a Buckeye. Lord mercy. Hot. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah. I just bought a new axe today, and it's worked fine. It's worked fine. May not be traditional, but I like the composite handles better than the wood. If I were working in it all the time, every day, like I used to, I mean, the first jobs I ever had was with a logging crew, cutting timber. And on this farm here and other places, but particularly on this farm, I've cut thousands of trees, thousands of them. Most all these fields you see and everything with woods, they were cleared and made into pasture. But anyway, I've got all the walnuts Buckeyes either cut or ringed. All of them are cut or ringed, but I keep my eye out. If I see another one, which cruising through these woods and stuff, it's easy to miss a tree. If I see another one, it'll go down. Gracious day. It's not terribly hot today compared to what it has been anyway, but hanging on the side of these hills, swinging an axle, stoke up the old boiler. It'll get the body heat rolling. It don't take a heck of a lot to get me to sweating, so I'm sweating profusely today. It'll be about supper time. I'll go down and check on the trees that were ringed earlier. They're dead or dying. They ain't dead, they're dying. I'll go down and give them a check. We'll take a look at them. Here we have a walnut, I gotta keep calling them walnuts, a Buckeye that I ringed actually last year, and the son of a gun survived. So I came back and I got it again, ringed it again. This time it got it, but it don't even look like a Buckeye tree. So gnarly. Most Buckeyes are straight trunked. This one's not. It's a gnarly rascal. It had 2 pretty good size. Those are 6 or so inch diameter jobs right there coming off of it. I cut them. Then I ringed that and finally killed it. Go down here to look at and check on the first 10 that I ringed last year. And the rascals totally survived. Not only did they survive, they come back and had a big crop of Buckeyes. So I had to come back, ring them again. And this time, I concentrated on cutting. The cuts being more deep than they were wide. And it's managed to kill them. See all the dead limbs? They're dying. Dead limbs up here. Everywhere. They are dying. That's a good sized tree. Big tree. And they took quite a bit to ring those things. Right here is the first 2 that I ringed. And as you can see, they are dying. Finally. But they did not die from the first ringing that I did last year. And last year, you can see that I ringed an area from here to here. I mean, that was a wide area that we ringed. But evidently it wasn't deep enough. I found out that Buckeye anyway, you have to make a deep cut. I hope you can see that's a deep cut. Oh, and that's a big tree. That cut is several inches deep. Buckeyes is full. These are Buckeyes this year. There's a lot of down here in this creek bottom, under all these trees. That's one of the cattle's favorite place to sun. But there are 10 Buckeyes right here all together. Right here in a pile. Gracious, I'm tired. Right here in a pile, there's 10 Buckeyes. And I ringed them all last year and it didn't kill one of them. Had to come back and do it again this year and put the emphasis this time on the depth of the cut rather than the width of it so much. And that seems to have done the trick. And at least for right now, I don't know of any other Buckeyes on the place that I want to get rid of. So hopefully the Buckeye Wars are over. I enjoy hunting, but hunting Buckeye trees to bag is not my favorite thing to do. But maybe I won't have to fool with them anymore. Maybe I got the Buckeyes totally under control. I don't have to be concerned about running cattle on the place anymore. Anyway, that's the plan. Talk soon.